Oh, as I was saying, time for me to sing. I've decided that, yes, tonight's going to be mainly unaccompanied, unplugged stuff. So it's going to be acoustic, piano, guitar. I know some of you want to show songs, but I think I'll leave that for another time. Tonight I just wanted to sing stuff that I know I can do and to entertain you. If there is another night, obviously, God willing, that this one goes okay. So tonight will be songs that have spanned my long, long life, from my first public performance since school life Stedford to today. I'll chat a bit about the songs as we go along, and feel free to comment throughout. It'd be great to see who's joining in. There will be some sarcastic comments from a certain Mr. Billet, but we'll just ignore those. So the first song was something I recorded when I was living in London. It was for an album of songs that was dance rhythms, popular tunes set to dance rhythms for dance schools and competitions. If you've seen my videos, What the World Needs Now is also from that album. And this is one of the few up-tempos you're going to get tonight, so make the most of it because it's nearly all ballads. So I'm now going to sing for you Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Hold your head up. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up. Keep your head up. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of this. 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 Hope you enjoyed that. Nan, I didn't know that that was your favourite song ever, so that's good. Excellent. My beautiful niece has told me to stop dancing, so obviously mustn't start jigging around on the seat. So, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. On to the next song. When I was 3, I was going to marry Paul McCartney. It was a fact, no question. I was definitely going to marry Paul McCartney. And as a child of the 60s, and yes, I know I don't look that old, I loved the Beatles. I mean, I still do today, but I just loved the Beatles. They were just, incredible. And I thought Paul McCartney was the most beautiful man I'd ever seen. As a special request from my guitar wingman, James, I'm going to sing Blackbird. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Love that one. Love that song. Okay. So, Heather, Hell's Teeth. Why? Because I loved Paul McCartney. He took over from Jimmy Tarbuck. I mean, that's my issue. But at 3, you know no better. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm singing some people's favourite songs. That's great. So, from Paul McCartney to the next song, which is, some of you will think, oh, it's an odd song to choose, but I've always loved this song, and I found a fantastic arrangement for 2 guitars, so I thought, oh, let's give it a go. It's, I think it's a great song, and I love the singer who also wrote it, and the singer that wrote it is Seal. And when he first recorded the demo, he hated it so much, he threw the tape in a corner and forgot about it. And then when Trevor Horn was mixing the soundtrack for Batman, the movie, Seal dug out the song. Trevor Horn put his magic dust over it and turned Seal into a household name and a multi-millionaire at the same time. So I'm sure that he didn't mind too much when it became a hit. So here is Kiss from a Rose. To be a graying tower alone on the grave, you became the light on the dark side of me. Love remained a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain. Baby, to me you're like a grown addiction I can't deny. Won't you tell me, is it healthy, baby? Do you know when it snows my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grey. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, the light hits the gloom on the grey. I've been kissed by a rose on the grey. I've been kissed by a rose. I've been kissed by a rose on the grey. I've been kissed by a rose. There is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain. To me you're like a grown addiction I can't deny. Won't you tell me, is that healthy, baby? Did you know that when it snows my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grey. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the bay. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grey. That one was for me. I love it. I love it so much. Good. Hope some of you enjoyed that one anyway. As a request there for something from Pete's Dragon next time. Definitely. Candle on the Water, I think. For Sam's 5-year-old, because he's obsessed with it. Bless him. So, Kiss Me Rose. Okay. One of my all-time favourite singers is Johnny Mathis. And when I was 12, my family, 7 of us, went to Cardiff to see Johnny Mathis in concert. An incredible gig. It was at the Capitol Theatre, which is now a cinema, I think. We got there, got in, there was a bomb threat, come back out. This was 1974. Waited outside, went back in, and it was the major turning point for me of what I wanted to do. I never thought about being a singer, and I saw that man with that voice, with the orchestra, with the arrangements, and I just thought, I've got to have some of that. I've got to be able to do that. I want to be on that stage singing like him. So at 15, I sang this next song in a school concert. So some of my old school chums will probably remember this. And I'm like to sing for you tonight, Misty. As helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play, or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear, I get misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you on my own. Should I wander through this wonderland alone, if knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove, I'm too misty and too much in love? You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you on my own. Should I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove, I'm too misty and too much in love. I'm too misty and too much in love. Look at me. I'm gonna have a drink. It's only water because I don't trust myself with alcohol. Lisa, when you said Lionel, I thought you were putting in a request that you wanted the Lionel Richie song. That's fine. I was thinking, oh, I haven't got any Lionel Richie tonight. Errol Gardner, yeah, absolutely stunning songwriter. And that was my little tribute to Johnny Mathis, because that bit when he does on my own, just to watch him, you hear it on the record and you think, how does he do that sound where he seems to be coming from the distance and forward? And then on stage, he literally has the microphone and you don't see it, and it's down right by his side, and he's starting to sing. You can see he's singing, and as he brings it up, so the sound, oh my God, it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. So yeah, Misty. Now, another strange choice. On the 10th of January 2016, we lost one of the 20th century's most iconic artists, David Bowie. For my generation, he was the musical storybook of our life. We grew up with him, his songs, his style, all the way through. It changed and we went with him, and he was just, yeah, iconic. There's no other words to describe him. And his songwriting, I've only recently come to appreciate the craft of the writing. You know, we all know the Bowie songs and we think we know the songs, but there's a skill in the writing that's just so clever. And if you like his music, I suggest you go back and listen to it all again with fresh ears, because you'll find things in it that you didn't know were there, just the skill. And just before he died, he was working on the premiere of his musical Lazarus, which had been many years in the making, and he wanted to do a musical version of the film The Man Who Fell to Earth, which he starred in, and he had the rights to the book, and he was almost obsessive about that story, and so wanted to have this musical Lazarus. And he saw a couple of the previews, and then he passed. And on the soundtrack album, one of the cast members is a 15-year-old girl, and she sings this song, and it was just the most beautiful version I'd ever heard. So I thought I'd like to do something similar to the version that she did. And then when Bowie died, there seemed to be so many musical tributes, so many people, so many artists were singing his stuff, playing his stuff. And if you looked on Facebook for the first week maybe after he died, there seemed to be loads of people, from organists in cathedrals to pianists to instrumentalists, all doing this one song. And Rick Wakeman, who was the original pianist on this session, on the day that Bowie died, went into the Simon Mayo show on Radio 2 and played this in the Radio 2 Music Lounge, where they've got the Elton John piano. And it was the most amazing, emotional tribute to his friend. So I really want to do this one, and it's twofold. One, because it's just such a beautiful, I just think it's a beautiful song. The lyrics are strange, but it's a beautiful song. But also, I'm dedicating it to Gareth, my husband, who has been a lifelong David Bowie fan. And I know that when Bowie died, it was a really emotional, difficult time for all his fans, I know. But I saw how much the music meant to Gareth. And I'd also like to dedicate it to a new friend of mine who is also a David Bowie fanatic. But she's also an incredibly gifted musician. When I hear her, I'm just in awe. Musicianship is immense. So Sweepy, this one's for you as well. It's a god-awful love affair to the girl with the mousy hair, but her mommy is yelling no, and her daddy has told her to go, but her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a saddening bore, for she's lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eyes of fools as they ask her to focus on sailors fighting on the dance floor. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the lawman beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know. He's in the best-selling show. Is there life on Mars? It's on America's tortured brow. Mickey Mouse has grown up a cow. Now the workers have struck for fame, 'cause Lennon's on sale again. See the mice in their million hordes, from Ibiza to the Norfolk Broads. Rule Britannia is out of bounds, to my mother, my dog and clowns. But the film is a saddening bore, 'cause I wrote it 10 times or more. It's about to be writ again, as I ask you to focus on sailors fighting on the dance floor. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the lawman beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know. He's in the freakiest show. Is there life on Mars? And that was actually Rick Wakeman's playing. He didn't know. He doesn't know I used that one. I'll have to let him know. I just think it's a great song. I really do. And as I said, some of the stuff tonight is purely indulgent on my behalf. Hopefully you will forgive me some of that indulgence. So, from that on to another iconic artist. The day Freddie Mercury died, I think the world lost its sparkle. So much has been written about him, but for me, he was a genius, so ahead of his time, and there are not enough adjectives to describe him. I'm sure that when George Michael joined him and David Bowie up in heaven, God, it must have been a livelier place, and the concerts they must be having up there are like nothing we've ever seen down here. One of the most heartfelt songs he ever wrote was dedicated to the only real love of his life, and that was Mary, who he loved completely. And so he wrote the song Love of My Life. Love of my life, you've hurt me, you've broken my heart, now you leave me. Love of my life, can't you see? Bring it back, don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me. Love of my life, don't leave me. You've stolen my love, now you desert me. Love of my life, can't you see? Bring it back, don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me. You will remember when this is blown over, everything's all by the way. When I grow older, I will be there by your side to remind you how I still love you. I still love you. Hurry back, don't take it away from me, 'cause you don't know what it means to me. Love of my life, love of my life. Ooh. So you got a bit emotional with that one. It's just lovely. It's just lovely. Okay, so I hope John Barr's still online watching. This next song is going to be new to 99% of you, I think, but I wanted to sing it because it's a beautiful song. 25 years ago, I was performing in Jesus Christ Superstar for Radio 2. I'll name drop now. We had Tony Hadley as Jesus. We had my old mate Roger Daltrey as Judas. And it was just great. It was the period when Radio 2 were doing musicals on radio. And I was at rehearsal and I was introduced to this whirlwind of a man named John Barr. He's a firecracker with a voice that will break your heart. And we became firm friends, and we still are to this day. When I lived in London, he was recording his first album, and he brought the album over for Gareth and I to listen to before it was released, just to see what we thought of the songs and his choice. And one of the songs on this album was called Grateful, and that was by somebody called John Bocchino. I'd never heard of him. But the song just took my breath away. And John Bocchino had released his first album, which was called Grateful, and it was all his songs. He'd written cabaret songs for well-known cabaret singers. So I bought the album, I bought the songbook that went with the album, and I've been performing those songs ever since. It's thanks to Johnny that I have the nickname Benavente. That's the name he gave me. And it's also the name of my YouTube channel. So Joni, I love you to the moon and back. And this one's for you. It's Unexpressed. Sometimes I think my heart will burst like a balloon inside my chest, with all the love that's waiting here unexpressed. Fingers that ache to intertwine, warmest of chords but missing tune. Where is the laugh to echo mine? Send it soon. The words my lips would form, the circle these two arms would make safe and warm. Someone could be safe and warm. kindness we can share, the comfort these two arms might lend in despair. Someone's always in despair. Still, I'm longing to meet that pair of eyes, dark as the night or endless blue, holding a light I'll recognize, something clear, something true, something that seems to mean something I haven't seen since you. That was for you, Joni. That song, I don't know, it's just the lyrics and the sweep of the song is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so, oh yes, another off the wall one, out of the box one. I was a late starter to Alanis Morissette, and it wasn't until I bought the Jagged Little Pill acoustic album that I really saw what people were talking about. Because on that album, you could hear the lyrics and they just, I don't know, they just, she writes from the heart and you can identify with a lot of what she writes about. The lyrics are clever, they're amazing, they're sad, they're funny, they're very bitter. And I loved it. I'm just going to have a drink because I am quite parched. In the camera, it looks like I'm holding a comedy cup, doesn't it? It looks huge. Because it is. But I do love her stuff. And I wanted to do a stripped down version again. So I'm going to do the one that everybody knows, really. And I'm going to sing Ironic. An old man turned 98. He won the lottery and died the next day. It's a black fly in your Chardonnay. It's a death row pardon, 2 minutes too late. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's the good advice that you just couldn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Mr. Play It Safe was afraid to fly. He packed his suitcase and kissed itself goodbye. He waited his whole damn life to take that flight. And as the plane crashed down, he said, well, isn't this nice? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Life is a funny way of creeping up on you when you think everything's okay and everything's going right. life has a funny way of helping you out when you think everything's gone wrong and everything blows up in your face. A traffic jam when you're already late, and no smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife, and meeting the man of my dreams and meeting his beautiful husband. And isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic, and yeah, I really do think it's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you're already late. It's good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? That's the closest I'll ever get to being a rocker. Okay. Oh, lovely. So I've chosen this one for the beauty in its simplicity. It ticks all the boxes. Beautiful tune, lovely words, lovely arrangement. Written by the daughter of Ravi Shankar, Nora Jones, and probably her most popular song, Don't Know Why. Till I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't come. Left you by the house of fun. Don't know why I didn't come. Don't know why I didn't come. When I saw the break of day, wish that I could fly away instead of kneeling in the sand, catching teardrops in my hand. My heart is drenched in wine, but you'll be the endless sea. I would die in ecstasy, but I'll be a bag of bones, driving down the road alone. My heart is drenched in wine, but you'll be on my mind forever. Something has to make you run. I don't know why I didn't come. I feel as empty as a Don't know why I didn't come. Don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why I didn't come. Hope you enjoyed that one. I must get a sound engineer. It would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? I will next time. Somebody that can control all the buttons for me. Okay, so next song. And this one has been requested. But if it wasn't for the late, great Sir Terry Wogan, we'd never have heard of Eva Cassidy, probably. A singer of exceptional emotional beauty and an incredible arranger of well-known songs, just turning them into absolute complete works of art. And now it's a staple of most singers' repertoire, the most popular being Over the Rainbow. This song's been requested by a couple of people. Firstly, for Holly and Gareth. I know I'm going to be singing this at your wedding next year, and I'm going to be doing the Fleetwood Mac version, but I hope you'll indulge me to sing that. I'll sing this version tonight. And I can't wait to see you next year for the wedding, and also to see your mum Bev, because it's been like too many years. So I'm really looking forward to that. And to Mrs. Heath 50, my friend since I was 11, who I went to see the Osmonds with. We went on various trips together, and my God, we've laughed over the years, and we shed tears, but we're still as close today as we were when we were 11. My mum always said that Heather was another daughter, and I always think she's my sister. So here we go. I love you 50, and here's Songbird. The sun'll be shining, 'cause I feel that when I'm with you, it's all right. I know it's right. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score, and I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. Like never before. To you I will give the world. To you I'd never be caught a scar, and I love you, I love you, I love you like never before, like never before, like never before. There we go. Beautiful song. Beautiful, beautiful song. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it, Anne. And Amy, lovely. It's just gorgeous. I think I always think as well of Love Actually. Always think of that in Love Actually. The that scene where they're just about to and then they don't, and it's just heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. Laura Linney in that film, stunning actress, absolutely. Good. Glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, Bev. Thank you, Holly. Well, I'll do your version next year, but it's going to be there. So, oh, bless your head. So, I think I'm going to start somebody else off in tears in a minute. This one I've got is a classic modern, in modern terms, it's a classic. And I've recently come back to it because of a beautiful lady that I have only known for 18 months, but is a lifelong friend. That bond you have with someone that understands you, is there for you by instinct. You don't need to ask, just there for you. Knows you better than you know yourself. She lives abroad, and there are many times when I wish I could just see her and have a hug. She's doing her thing as a Dolly Parton tribute, and she's now going to be going back to work soon because lockdown is eased there and the holiday season is starting, and I'm so glad for her that she's going to get back on stage and strut her stuff. She's going to also be starting to do a Shania Twain tribute and a Cher tribute. I can't wait to see her live on stage, and hopefully it'll be next year. Even if she says I can't go there, I'll be sitting on her doorstep. So because of the Shania Twain, looking at the repertoire and stuff, I thought, oh, I've got to do this one. So for a beautiful soul and a special friend, Amy P, this one's for you. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. Like it took a long way. We knew we'd get there someday. They said, I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one I run to, the only one I long to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss good night. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said, I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of, still the one I kiss good night. To the one that I belong to, you're still the one I want for life. You're still the one I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss good night. I'm so glad we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. Hope you enjoyed that, Ames. I'm sure you did. And I'm sure you're going to sing it even better when you do Shania. She's in Lanzarote, by the way. So if anybody's off to Lanzarote for the summer, it's open. Everybody's raring to go with the business, and also her husband Lee runs Catfish Cruises. You can find them on Facebook, Catfish with a K, and he does he's got a beautiful boat, almost as big as a ship, beautiful boat, and they do sunset cruises, and they do all sorts of cruise ships with kids, evening ones for the parents. They supply food, they supply drink, and they'll be supplying entertainment. And thank God lockdown stopped there so that all the businesses can get back to earning a living, which obviously is important, and especially the summer holidays are the most important time of the year for them. So thankfully they've had a very strict lockdown, which everybody's observed, and they were eased back in, and now it's great. So yeah, if you want a good holiday, Lanzarote, let me know, and I shall, yeah, COVID free, definitely. I shall, can give you the details of where Amy's going to be performing, and also the details for Catfish, but you will find them on Facebook. Just look for Catfish, K-A-T-F-I-S-H. Lovely. Lee, you owe me some money for that prompt. Okay. Now, what have I got next? Oh yes, the next song is one of Billy Joel's lesser known works. It was brought to my attention by my brother Stephen when he did an arrangement of it with his choir, the Priory Singers. There are no bells, there is no whistles, no fireworks, no, you know, big orchestration. It's just a very beautiful tune with heartfelt lyrics. And I'd like to sing it for you now. And this one is also... Sorry, Christian, I know the Antiques Roadshow's on now, but it's tough. You'll have to put it on Sky Plus or something and record it. I also dedicate this one to somebody that I have acquainted with recently, and who actually mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. So this one's for you also, Alex. In every heart there is a room, a sanctuary safe and warm, to heal the wounds from lovers past, until a new one comes along. I spoke to you and still I feel I said too much. My silence is my self-defense, and every time I've held a rose, it seems I only felt the thorns. And so it goes, and so it goes, and so will you soon, I suppose. But if my silence made you leave, then that would be my worst mistake. So I will share this room with you, and you can have this heart to break. And this is why my eyes are closed. It's just as well for all I've seen. And so it goes, and so it goes, and you're the only one who knows. So I would choose to be with you. That's if the choice were mine to make. But you can make decisions too, and you can have my heart to break. And so it goes, and so it goes, and you're the only one who knows. Tom Selwood, late to the party. You've missed it all. So, that was lovely. I like that one. Hope you enjoyed that. Now, do I risk playing the piano, or do I stick to what I'm doing? Shall I play the piano for you, accompany myself? I think I will. So, Kate Bush is my hero. When I was 13, Wuthering Heights came out, and she changed my world as far as singing goes. I'd learned to sing from my early teachers, who were the best: Julie Andrews, Barbra Streisand. So my technique was sound, but along came this girl, this 16, 17-year-old girl, who showed that the voice can be twisted and turned and made to create colours I didn't know existed. And those lyrics, her intelligence at that age, she's talking about Gurdjieff and Nietzsche, and it's like, mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing, oh my God. And in school, we used to do talking books for the blind, and every month we used to record various articles from old newspapers, current news, and I would sing a song. And those days it was on cassette tape. And those of you that don't know what a cassette tape is, ask your parents. And the tapes would be done, and then they'd be sent out and for the blind, and then they'd send them back and we'd do another thing. And the first song I sang was a Kate Bush song. You'll be glad to know I'm not going to sing Wuthering Heights, because I don't think my neighbours would appreciate that. Would you, Nick? I think it might be a bit too squally. But I'm going to sing one of my all-time favourite Kate Bush's songs. Let me just move this a bit. Also, those of you that know my piano playing, cassette, I know, darling. Those of you that know my piano playing know that if I'm lucky when I'm playing, I channel Les Dawson. And I'm hoping, really hoping, that he makes an appearance tonight. If he does, that would be brilliant. But anyway, let's hope he does. Les. Only a little bit. Oh God, I love Kate Bush. Whenever when I ran the agency and I used to go up and back from London, put my iPod on, my go-to 2 albums always to sing along to, Kick Inside, which was the first one, and then Lionheart. Oh God, it was just like, doesn't matter how loud it is, and I would just do all the Kate Bushisms. Most of her songs, you have to be her to sing them. That one is a little bit of an exception, but it's just a beautiful song. Okay, so if I haven't put you off too much, I'm going to try another one now. This is my go-to audition song. When I moved to London, when I had to do an audition for session work, or audition for the booth, when I sang in Greece in the booth, and I had an audition for that, I did this song, and it was always my go-to song. Gareth and I were still in college, in the Welsh College, when this film came out, I think 1981, 82, and when we went to see it at the ABC in Newport, and there were a handful of people there, but we were watching College on the screen. It was Fame, it was the original Fame, and we were just, it was just so real. It wasn't like the TV series, it wasn't all Hollywood and all everybody in leg warmers and dancing. It was just brilliant. It was just brilliant. And Irene Cara, who's a great songwriter in her own right, was in it as one of the leads, and she's sitting in the hall, in the school hall, and she just sits at the piano and she plays this song, and it's just gorgeous, and it's one that I just always love singing. I just can, I don't know, it's just the way it's written, it just resonates to me. I've also given it to one of my pupils. I don't know if you're watching tonight, Katie, Vicky's there. But yeah, Katie sings this beautifully. So Katie, if you're watching, this one's for you. I'm going to sing Out Here on My Own. Sometimes I wonder where I've been, who I am. I've lost my place. Do I fit in? Make believing is hard alone. Out here on my own. We're always proving who we are, always reaching for that rising star to guide me far and shine me home. Out here on enjoyed that one. That's my little bit of piano playing done. Great song. Gets me every time. Every time. Okay, so. Ooh, we're coming to the end, folks. Coming to the end. My penultimate song is the one that really started me on my path to a singing career. In as much as it's the first song that I sang publicly that caused a reaction, I suppose, and that spurred me on to do more. Queen's Upper School, Eisteddfod, so 13, 14, and I had to decide what to sing for the competition, and I went into the music shop in town, in Newport, and I looked through the sheet music that was there. I didn't know what to sing, and I picked up this particular song, and I thought, might work, possibly. So I went back home, and I spoke to my friend, my great friend and brilliant accompanist, Amanda Davis, and I said, man, should we try this one? And being a multi-talented instrumentalist, she said, yeah, shall I do it on the guitar? So I said, yeah, okay, fine, do it on guitar. So she accompanied me on the guitar, and it seemed to work. I came first. But it's the one that all my school friends, teachers I bump into, all remember me for. And it's the one that I couldn't really do tonight without singing it. So for all of you from Queens, I'm going to sing Vincent. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and grey. Look out on a summer's day, with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils. Catch the breeze and the winter chills in colours on the snowy lily land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colours changing hue. Morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined with pain, are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as is you. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met. The ragged men in ragged clothes, the silver thorn of bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. And now I think I know what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never That was an emotional one, girls. Yep, got you all sobbing. Oh dear. Crying because you thought, oh God, I thought I'd never have to hear that one again. Yeah, brings back memories, does bring back memories. You can see John Edmonds standing at the back sobbing his heart out. Remember that one? Okay, so this is coming to the final song. And first of all, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And before I sing my last song, I'd just like to thank everyone that's encouraged me to go ahead with this. I procrastinated, big word I know. Christian, look it up, for many a long week before getting up the courage to do this. So my special thanks go to my husband Gareth, who's my rock. And without him, I couldn't keep going. I'd like to thank my family, especially my nieces and my nephew, who have been my lifeline. My brother Stephen for his continuing support and love. My neighbours who have been there for me when I most needed them, especially to Pam and Ryan and Gavin and Beth. And in particular to Nick and Mike, Karen and Gethin. You know how much you mean to me. And I'm blessed to have you next door. To Christian for everything, including the kick up the arse and the sarky comments. You know I love you. And finally, the whole evening is dedicated to my mum, who I lost last November. I thought my world would end, but she's always with me, telling me as she always did, just put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. So I finished with a John Bacchino song, the one I mentioned earlier, which is so apt for tonight. It's the first one I heard all those years ago on John Barr's album. I'd love you to listen to the lyrics because they're so relevant. So I wish you all a good evening. Take care and stay safe. And hopefully, please God, we'll all be able to get together soon. So here is Grateful. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm place to sleep. Some nights I lie awake counting gifts instead of counting sheep. I've got a heart that can hold love. I've got a mind that can think. There may be times can't stay depressed when I remember how I'm blessed. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. In a city of strangers, I've got a family of friends. No matter what rocks and brambles fill the way, I know that they will stay until the end. I feel a hand holding my hand. It's not a hand you can see, but on the road to the promised land, this hand will shepherd me through delight and despair, holding tight and always there. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. It's not that I don't want a lot, need some more, oh thankful more, but giving thanks for what I've got makes me so much happier for keeping score in a world that can bring pain. I will still take each chance, for I believe that whatever the terrain, our feet can learn to dance. Whatever stone life may sling, we can moan or we can sing. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. Truly blessed and duly grateful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. God bless. Hope you enjoyed, and maybe I'll do another one in a couple of weeks if you want. If you do, put your requests in. Thank you all. Have a great, great evening, and see you soon. Bye.